Everybody exits. That's something I say to every business owner I sit down with. You either sell your business, you transition it to family or key employees, you shut it down, or frankly, you die. Those are your options. The question isn't whether you're going to exit. The question is whether you're going to plan for it. And here's where most business owners get tripped up. They hear the words exit planning and succession planning, and they think they mean the same thing. And they don't. I'm Matt Losanno with Cinder Wealth. And in this video, we're going to break down the difference and why it matters for how you plan. Let me define these clearly. Exit planning is about walking away from the business. You're done. You might stay on for a year or two if you're hard to replace and the buyer needs you to stay through a transition. But the goal is getting out and hopefully getting the best possible price for what you've built. Succession planning is about building the next leadership team. It's about setting up the people who are going to run your company after you, whether that's your son or daughter, key employees who want to buy in, or a combination of both. And here's the important distinction. Exit planning is about getting the business looking as pretty as possible to sell. Succession planning is getting the people ready to take over. Both are necessary, but they require completely different strategies. Now, here's something worth thinking about. Just because you sell your business doesn't mean it'll survive. I've seen business owners get a great exit price, only to watch the company fail within a few years under new ownership. If your name or your relationships are the reason clients stay, that's a real risk for buyers, and it affects what they're willing to pay. On the other side, I've seen family succession plans collapse because nobody prepared the next generation to actually run a business. Let's talk about exit planning first. If you're planning to sell your business to a third party, whether that's a private equity firm, a competitor, or an individual buyer, here are the things that matter most. 1. Financial readiness. Do you know what you actually need from the sale? This is more important than you think. I worked with a client who was told by a large firm he needed $50 million to retire. He turned down a $40 million offer. When we redid his plan, $30 to $35 million would have been more than enough. By then, the offer was long gone. 5 years later, he's still trying to get back to that validation. On the flip side, another client came to me without ever having done a plan. She thought she would never be able to retire. Her company will sell for around $1 million, but here's the kicker. She could lock up tomorrow and never come back. She didn't even need to sell to retire. Most times when we talk, she jokes, I might just not go back next week. Knowing your number removes the emotional trap of chasing the highest possible price. Number 2, operational readiness. Can the business run without you? Are your processes documented? Is there a second tier of leadership making decisions? As a quick gauge, I like to ask, if you went on vacation for 3 months, what would happen to your business? 3, strategic entity structuring. Is your business set up in a way that minimizes taxes at exit? We talked about this in our entity structure video. But the bottom line is, your entity type today can dramatically affect your tax bill when you sell. And timing matters. 3 years before exit, we have a lot of options. 6 months before, there's not much we can do. Now let's talk about succession planning. And this is where it gets more personal. Succession planning is about people, not just money. It's about identifying who will lead the business after you, and then actually preparing them to do it. I'm working with a client right now whose son-in-law is going to take over the business in a few years. Good guy. Great at operations. But when we sat down to talk about the cash balance plan, a retirement strategy that saves the business significant money in taxes, the son-in-law was ready to give out bonuses plus full cash balance contributions to employees. The additional cost was going to be several $100,000 because he didn't understand the financial side of the house. He wasn't thinking like a business owner yet. He was thinking like an employee still. So I said to them in that meeting, look, I think what we need to do is start bringing him into more and more business conversations. We need to get him ready. That's succession planning. It's not just a legal document or a buyout structure. It's preparing the next person to actually carry the weight of ownership. Here are the questions you should ask before transitioning your business to a family or a key employee. Have they managed other people before, outside of your company? Do they understand financial statements, cash flow, and profitability? Do they share your values as a business owner? Have you had the hard conversations about compensation, expectations, and decision-making authority? If the answer to most of this is not yet, that's okay, but you need time and a plan to fix it. And that's exactly why starting early matters. Before we close, I want to mention one exit option a lot of business owners don't know about: the Employee Stock Ownership Plan, or an ESOP. An ESOP is basically a structure that allows you to sell your company to your employees over time. They don't need to come up with the cash up front. The ESOP trust borrows the funds, the buyout, and the business pays it back through future earnings. For the right business, this is a powerful option. You get a fair exit price, your employees get ownership stakes and retirement wealth. There can be significant tax savings depending on how it's structured. Personally, when I started Cinder Wealth, I planned my own exit from day one. My intention is to do an ESOP when I retire. So my team, the advisors and support staff who helped me build this firm benefit from what we build together. That's the thing about exit planning. It's not selfish. Done right, it takes care of the people who helped you get there. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Succession planning and exit planning are not the same thing. Exit planning is about getting out on your terms, maximizing value and minimizing taxes when you sell. Succession planning is about building the next team, preparing the people who will carry what you've built forward. Both require time, both require coordination between your CPA, your attorney, and your financial advisor, and both are a lot harder to do at the last minute. If you're thinking about either of these, or even if you're not sure which one applies to you, that's worth a conversation with your advisors sooner rather than later. If this was helpful, please subscribe. I put out new videos on wealth planning and tax strategy for business owners every week. Thanks for watching.